Hey Twin Flames, welcome back to another week. Thank you for joining me again. If you guys are new here, welcome. I hope you subscribe and stick around, and I hope that there is something helpful for you in this message. Cool, so what we're going to do is we're going to just do the weekly energies. For the Divine Feminine's cards today, I'm going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot, and for the masculines, we're going to use the Mythic Tarot. All right, let's start with the Divine Feminines. I started with the Divine Masculines. I think it was on Friday, and I felt out of sorts. Like I felt like I wasn't able to follow. So we're gonna start with the Divine Feminines as per usual. How was your guys' weekend? Let me know down below. There's 2 giveaways at the moment, so both on Instagram. So I am part of another quite larger giveaway. So go and head to my Instagram to see the information about that. And my giveaway is still open until the 15th. So if you haven't yet entered either of those, head to my Instagram. It's just same as my username, at Hecate's Moon Tarot, but the link is also in the description box. All right, thank you, Divine Creator. What is going on for the Divine Feminines today? This week, sorry. Let's look at the week ahead for the Divine Feminines. Ooh. 3 of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. So it seems like the Divine Feminines are, they're waiting for more stability in their life. Yeah, they're waiting for some sort of a return on something that they've been working on. So projects they've been working on, something that they've been working on just within their life. So it could have to do with career, creativity, temperance. They're being very patient this week. And what, Spirit? King of Cups, 9 of Swords. They're sort of really anchoring into the comfort of the moment, I'm hearing. So there's not they're not putting a lot of pressure on themselves to where is my manifestations? Where is, where are my blessings? Where's my abundance? Where's my twin flame? There's not really a whole lot of that this week. The Divine Feminines are sort of just good, just waiting, holding a light. Yeah, Queen of Cups says, so they're definitely in there. They're very attuned to their desires, attuned to what it is that they want, what it is that they are hoping for, what it is that they are trying to bring in, which means when you're attuned to the energy or the vibrational output of that, you are, to the vibration of that, you are a vibrational output. The vibrational output matches that. So I think that's why there's this sort of 4 of Swords. There's just this, it's interesting. I feel like you've skipped in this cycle, right? There's a familiarity. You've surpassed a certain point that you usually would have reverted back to an old way of doing or being things or thinking or feeling, right? And instead of getting hurt by that this time with the 3 of Swords, you've gone straight to the 4 of Swords because you've been able to see, okay, well, that I've been doing that this whole time. That way of doing things isn't serving me anymore. It doesn't do anything. It just sort of winds me back up in this cycle, and I don't want to be in this cycle. I want to surpass the cycle. I want to get to where it is that I want to go. So it's you've surpassed that pain. You're like, I don't need to have these swords in me again. I don't need to go through that again. So I'm just going to be. I'm just going to be. Okay, and as a result of that energy, so you're continuing to be this lighthouse, Divine Feminines, for what it is that you are trying to attract and what it is that you are trying to manifest and draw towards you and draw into your life. So as a result of that, Spirit, what is it that the Divine Feminines will, what is coming toward the Divine Feminines this week as a result? Whatever it is that you've been waiting for comes, because you surpassed that pain period of, okay, well, we're gonna have to do it again. Until you learn to trust, until you recognize that you've been in a pattern this whole time. And I look back to like even this time last year, always coming up to a year of having my business, my tarot business. The energy of abundance, the energy of money, it's always seemed to elude me. I have periods of abundance and then periods of like poverty or scarcity of abundance. And I've really been trying to, my work this year is, I've really been trying to anchor into that overall abundance where I don't have to live off my savings. I don't have to, and for some that's a blessing, but for me, that's super like, you know, okay, what happens when that runs out? That's sort of where I'm at, sort of. And I see even the patterns in like this time last year, where I had a full-time job, but even my boss wouldn't pay me on time. I would have to beg and call and plead and threaten to not come into work just so that I could get paid, just so I could pay my bills. So that energy is something, it's like there's a cycle there. And the Divine Feminines this week, it seems that they are surpassing that cycle. Ooh. 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Yeah, hell yeah, we are. Okay, so Divine Feminines, this week is the week that you finally close that cycle that's been happening for, it's been a cycle of like a year. And you're going to be able to see, and for some of you, it's not necessarily going to be money. For others of you, for a lot of you, majority of you, it is going to be. Others of you, you're going to be in a different sort of, you're going to be going in a different direction. This is just talking about stability. So whatever stability means for you. Someone comes to mind, someone I know comes to mind here. I can see now, it's clicking to me how we're both going through the same thing, but in different ways. I might send this to that person. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Ooh. Judgment. So feminines, we've always been this Queen of Pentacles, and we know that we've had this sort of like level. Oh, there's this beautiful owl on TV here. Look at that. Wisdom. We've always sort of like known and had this understanding of our abundance, but we've needed that Page of Pentacles, that one last thing to sort of help us level up to this King of Pentacles. Now, what does that mean? Some of us have made a huge decision, or a small decision that has had huge impact. And this week, it's sort of really, yeah, wow. Okay, the Death card. Huge change. There's butterflies here. 8 of Swords. We're getting free. We're getting free of this. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm feeling very overwhelmed with like, oh my God, okay. I've been getting this message, this 8 of Swords. I've been getting this like get free. And I've been listening to Get Free by Lana Del Rey. Every time I've seen the 8 of Swords come out last week, and even now still, I've just been hearing get free. So Divine Feminines are getting free from whatever it is that they have felt blocked by or stopped by. And honestly, it wasn't until just having this communication moment with you guys right now that I'm realizing that this abundance has been a cycle for me. And I'm actually seeing now how it's shown up and manifested in different ways. Like, I didn't realize that I thought this was just a new thing that I was going through this year. But it's very much been happening since last year, like even with my boss. I'm wondering if it goes further than that. I don't have the full picture, but that's just another piece of the puzzle that I've just gotten. Queen of Wands. I'm hearing fearing. A lot of us have feared our own brilliance. And when I hear that, I think straight away, I'm like, well, no, I don't. But maybe I have in some kind of way. Maybe we do in some kind of way. Emperor. The Tower. How do we fear our own, how have we been fearing our own brilliance? Page of Swords. We've been playing it small, unintentionally. Unintentionally, okay. The success, the triumph. First of all, that's a sign that we will be triumphant over this situation. Okay, there's something about being humble. Some of you guys have a core wound about being like selfish or being humble, needing to be humble. I know for sure that's definitely something my mum would always say to me when it came to like my talents, or like, you always need to be humble, Kim. You always need to humble yourself. Make sure you stay humble. You don't want people, you know, thinking you're greedy or you're snobbish or whatever. And sure, that's something that I want to strive for. I always strive to be humble, but I wonder, has it, yeah, okay, Hermit came out reverse. I'm wondering, have I sort of taken that a little bit too far or subconsciously allowed that? And I'm saying me because I'm hoping this is clicking for something for you guys. Yes, it hasn't, ooh, okay, we've not shown up entirely. Humbling ourselves has meant that we haven't shown up completely. This week this is what we're sorting through this week. We're unlocking that this week. So how, let's go a bit deeper here. Seven of Swords, the Lovers. As it pertains, for those of you as it pertains to your divine connection with your divine counterpart, it's almost like there's this energy of like making sure you don't outshine somebody else. You have the strength to shine, but not outshine. And this is what I think you have been taught or told to believe, either by society, a primary caregiver, whether it's something you've just subconsciously taken on by past experience. It's like maybe you had people leave you because you were too much, or you've got the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck here, the Sun and the Knight of Pentacles. Excuse me, that's disgusting. I did not expect that. There's something here about what is it, Spirit? There's a couple things coming through. So there's, for some of you, it's not going to be for all of you, there's like this, I don't know if it's like this belief. And we're in Saturn retrograde now, which means that, well, depending on where you have Saturn in your chart, but your beliefs are definitely going to be coming up. Your beliefs around how you execute things. I've got Saturn in my 9th house, so that's my beliefs, right? My spiritual beliefs. When it comes to the humbleness, do you think, and this is a rhetorical question, ask yourself this, do you think that you have to sacrifice either love or career. Ooh. And I'm just going to be completely transparent. I can see how that would be a thing for me personally, because my mum has the same dream, had the same dream that I do for my purpose, for my career. And she sacrificed that, she says, to have me, to have my sister, and to help my dad with his dreams. So is it this energy of like, it's a subconscious thing, perhaps you do, or we do, that, and this could be, it could be the same thing, but in a different way that I'm explaining it, where you abandon yourself because for whatever reason, maybe there's a subconscious block where it's like you can't have both. For sure, like, because, and that my mum has blatantly said to me multiple times, you know, my teen years and growing up, like, you can't have a relationship, Kim. If you want to be a star, if you want to be famous, if you want to be, you know, you're not going to have, your relationship won't last when you're touring and blah, blah, all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you either tell yourself, that you used to tell yourself, that is a blockage for why this abundance can't come in for you. Whatever abundance it is that you're wanting. And it's contributing to the cycle. Now, where does money come into it, for those of you? Temperance and the Page of Wands. Five of Pentacles on the bottom, 10 of Cups, Justice. It's almost like this energy of like you can't have it all. And this is where they're bringing me to a memory or a small realization I had the other day, where when it came to like, I had all my needs met, right? My physical needs. Always had a roof over my head, always fed, you know, had everything I need, had clothes, but I never really had anything I wanted. So when it comes, I have this big thing where I'm like, I need to have the things that I want. That's now a need for me, to give myself the things that I want. And this is something that I've been grappling with the last couple of months. And I realized, as it pertains, and this is probably where money comes into it, but as it pertains to getting the things that I wanted, on the rare occasion that I did, it was as a reward for performing well, as a reward for winning a competition, as a reward for, you know how parents do that with like school, right? I was never really academic, I was never really good at school, but I was the star child, I was the talented child, I was the child that, you know, I'm the singer, I do all this, do all that, performing. I have years of performance under my experience under my belt, and that was like the thing that I would do, and that was what brought that was a distraction from the shame that my mother had for not accomplishing her own desires. So in a way, I guess she subconsciously was living vicariously through me. And this is why there's a lot of pressure. This is going into some deep stuff, so I hope this is unlocking some stuff for you. So as a reward, right, I only could get the Nintendo, wow. I remember, some stuff from last week's readings. Releasing myself from the burden of having to provide for everyone and do everything for everyone else. And be everything for everyone. I remember this one time I won a competition, a singing competition, and my mum said that I could get Nintendo DS. This is when Nintendo DSs came out, the light. It was a pink one and it had Nintendogs came with it. I was so excited to get that. And I now realize it was a test, but my mum decided to test me. She goes, oh, it's your sister's birthday. Don't you want to spend your winning money and don't you want to spend your winning money on buying her a Nintendo? I was put in a situation where I had to sacrifice, but I had to sacrifice my own earnings to make my sister happy. Now, I genuinely wanted to do that. But I was apprehensive because I was like, well, I want the Nintendo DS. I've wanted it for the longest time and I don't have enough money to buy one for both of us. So I'll get it for her because it's her birthday and maybe she'll let me share it with her. So do you see how there's this thing? Anyway, I ended up doing it. I ended up spending my hard-earned money that I just won in a competition to buy my sister the thing that I wanted because my mum told me to. And then a couple of days later, my dad went out and bought me one. So put a pin in that. I'm gonna have to ask my dad about that whole situation, whole scenario. That was a hard thing. So I ended up getting what I wanted as a result of doing a good deed. Now I know that was probably a learning experience for my mum, that my mum teaching me to always give back. But I feel I look back at that and I think that that's super traumatic. And the fact that I remember that one experience so well must mean that it's, wow, okay, have I done enough? Okay, I want these things. I'm able to identify that I want these things, guys. This is probably something that core wound, right, that we're addressing. Have I done enough? Have I actually done enough to solicit me having this? The High Priestess. So I think that's the thing where the Divine Feminines are at this week. We're realizing, Three of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, that fortune only comes when we do something for another, when we do something for someone else. And here's that core wound, Four of Swords, where we're like, I'm not doing that again. Nine of Pentacles, the World. I live for me now. And when I decide to give to others, it's because I can, not because I have to. Now this is an interesting one because there's nothing currently in my life that's happening where I'm like, oh, I have to give my money to other people. I don't really give money to other people. You know, I don't think I have that. I think it's more, the wound is more of the, am I deserving of the abundance? Have I done enough? And when I had a bunch of abundance last year, end of last year, it was because it was around Virgo season. And it was because I was working so hard to get it, which I believed that I deserved it, which then caused a 4-month burnout. So now I'm having to restructure the way I receive and welcome abundance into my life. Am I welcoming abundance because I've done something to deserve it, or am I welcoming abundance? The question, are you welcoming abundance because you are a divine feminine who is simply deserving just for existing? It is your divine birthright. As an existing soul, as an existing part of creation, as an existing fragment of the divine creator, it is your right to abundance. It is your right to abundance. It is my right to abundance. It's not about deserving abundance. It is my right. There's something here too about being too demanding, being too high maintenance. I remember we had this family friend who used to call me high maintenance, and I was always so confused because I never understood. I was not a high maintenance child at all. Yeah, so there's this thing about being high maintenance and being too demanding. So you tone yourself down. That's the Hermit in reverse. And that too could be a contributing factor. There it is again. Okay, coming up twice. That's a good sign. So we've got Page of Cups, Seven of Cups, Justice, Magician, Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Yeah, centering yourself, Divine Feminines, this week. So centering ourselves, now that we've had that realization, now that we've had that conversation, and that's how I channel the information, guys, is through going through and understanding it and sorting through my own experience. So I hope that you don't mind that. Those of you that don't, that's okay. It's not the channel for you. But I best teach or help or explain through experience. That's why I have those experiences. That's why I had that experience, right? So I can recall that experience and learn from that experience. And that happened when I was about what? It was right before Dad left. So I would have been about 9 years. No, not 9 years ago. I was about 9. So Page of Cups, Seven of Cups, and Justice. Having that awareness of where this stems from allows the fog and the confusion to lift and balance out the scales. I don't think there needs to be anything done other than having that awareness of where it stemmed from. Magician, Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. There it is. There it is. New beginning awaits, new abundant beginning awaits, and we've leveled up into the King of Pentacles. So we were the Queen of Pentacles before. It wasn't that we weren't abundant, it was that we didn't really have a consistent, constant flow or access to our abundance that is ours by right of existence. Right? Now we understand this is self-mastery. Now we understand this power that we have. They keep bringing me back to that experience with my sister, and I just remember the trick and the test. It was like, you done the right thing. We'll buy you one now. And I just remember feeling so like, why couldn't you just tell me that to begin with? If you'd have told me, if you'd have said, Kim, we'll buy you one. But if you use your money to buy something for your sister, do something nice for your little sister, we'll buy you one. I would have been like, great, let's do it. Let's go in there right now and let's do it. But it was that test of my humility, that test of how humble I was. It sort of put a damper on my whole achievement, because that achievement was no longer, they made a lesson out of that achievement. And instead of me being able to celebrate that achievement, or instead of me being able to celebrate my gift or my talent that night, I was forced into a test. So that as well comes with whenever you have achievements or whenever you use your talents or skills, there's tests involved, there's lessons involved. It's never for you. It's always for everyone else. And this group of Divine Feminines, that's not what this is about. This is about our gifts and our talents, and our mission and our purpose is first and foremost for us. We share because we want to. We share because we can. Not because we have to, not because we should. That is the beauty of our purpose. That is the beauty of our gifts, of our talents, of our skills. Lesson learned. So, is there anything else that needs to click to integrate this lesson, or to integrate this understanding? Four of Cups, High Priestess. Don't act oblivious. You understand now. You know. You know. Don't act as though you are oblivious. Not that you would on purpose, but don't think that there's more to it. There isn't. There isn't more to it. The discomfort that you've faced has now been, you've gotten free. You can awaken from your slumber now, I'm hearing. You can unwrap yourself. Look at these binds on both of these cards, right? In both scenarios here, we're unwrapping and unraveling ourselves from this incubation period I'm hearing with the Hanged Man here. We're getting free. We're free now to explore. We're free to roam, and we are free. We've Defying gravity from Wicked comes to mind. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm done with playing by the rules of everyone else's game. No longer second guessing. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and dream or something, whatever the lyrics are. I feel like we're finally, now that we've understood where this blockage is, we're giving ourselves permission. We're liberating ourselves from that now. Wow, just spent half an hour on Divine Feminines. I'm sorry, guys. Let's grab some Wisdom of Avalon. I mainly speak to Divine Feminines here anyway. We will see what's going on with the Divine Masculines this week, but this was important. This was super important. So if you're still watching this, well done, because this is, you are liberating yourself from this. You're getting free. So this is the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards by Colette, Barron, and we're going to grab some in regards to this. This came out for me today as well. Creative projects. So embarking on creative projects, and I will read what it says because it is short. Doing it because we can, not because we have to. And knowing that the abundance we reap from that is for us, and it is our right to reap abundance from that. It is my right to gain subscribers from these videos. It is my right to build a gregarious community of Divine Feminines where we can all exchange information and ideas and questions and love on this journey. Creative action and optimism. Look at this. Creative projects, creative action, joy, optimism, partnership with spirit. There's a part of you, the mystery, yeah. There's a part of you, Divine Feminine, that this is talking about the inner child. There's a part of you going back to, like, for example, my story. There's a part of me, and just like me, there's a part of you, but there is a part of me that is trapped in those moments, in those little moments, and I'm sure there are more of them in my childhood that I had, but that's what sort of stands out to me. There's a part of me that is trapped in those moments that subconsciously operates from those moments of, when you're a kid, you listen to your parents. It's, you can't have dessert unless you eat your dinner. That kind of thing. Otherwise you go to bed with no dinner. Change those words to abundance. You can't have abundance unless you do the work. Unless you work hard. You don't want to work hard. Don't want to eat my dinner. Don't want to work hard. I'm not hungry. I'm tired. I don't feel like working. Well, you're going to suffer. You're not going to earn any money. That's a big one. That is a collective. That is a generational collective one. Understanding that that's not true. That was just the control of our parents or our caregivers trying to control us to eat dinner If we weren't hungry, we weren't hungry. Wealth. This is about giving yourself permission to do what you want to do. Some of us are adults living in this house. This is abundance. This is one of the small shows of abundance that I have. Not small, it's quite large. To be able to live in this house, but to maintain it, that's where the fear comes in. Some of us are living in our own places. Some of us are living our own lives. We're completely autonomous, but there is still underlying fragments from our past or our inner children that are still operating from that place where we have to ask permission, where we seek permission from the universe, where we seek permission from our achievements or from our validation. Seek validation from our experiences and achievements to have abundance. It's yours. It's ours. It is ours. There's nothing we need to do to earn it. We do not earn abundance. Look at this. Nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. Loyalty, sincerity, unconditional love. So what is needed now, this week? What can the Divine Feminines work on this week? Now that we have this understanding and this awareness of where this blockage stems from, what can we do? What can we do this week? The risk card flipped out, so take risks. High Priestess, discernment, prescience, prophecy, and vision. I feel like that's saying trusting your intuition here. Oh, okay, the first card that popped out here is trust. Fear, death. Trust that the fear is, or the worry, that unless you're going to do something about it, like you can't just allow abundance to just sort itself out. You can't just you can't just sit here and not do anything and expect that the universe will give it to you. It will. It absolutely will, if that's your intention. Because your intention is to start a new journey and to do something new with this abundance. You're not just going to sit there and let that abundance rot, right? You're going to do something with that abundance. That's the reason why you want the abundance in the first place. So trust that you will be provided for simply because you exist. You're not going to be left behind. Trust that there is an ending to this fear. And it's only that Four of Swords, they're bringing me that Four of Swords. You're getting free from that cycle of needing to experience loss and hardship. Because you're doing something different. Partnership. Some of you guys are, this keeps like, magic, coincidence, synchronistic events. Some of you guys have some sort of a partnership, energetic partnership with other people or the universe or another person that is coming in that is going to help you. You're going to see proof. This partnership is coming in as proof that you have broken the cycle, the Four of Swords, broken the cycle of needing to put yourself through, subconsciously put yourself in situations where you end up hurt or stressed or with nothing or, or needing to start again. Or needing to scramble to make rent, scramble to save money, scramble to pay your bills. And it's because we are eradicating that belief that we have to do something worth having that abundance. Absolutely not. I say fuck that. Honestly, fuck that. Abundance is ours because we exist. Write in the comments, abundance is ours because we exist. I hope that you guys found this helpful. I'm going to do the Divine Masculine check-in in a separate video just because I don't want it to be too long and overwhelming. So Divine Feminines, let me know down below if this did resonate. Please subscribe on your way out and give this video a like so more Divine Feminines can find this message. Maybe someone needs to hear it. Feel free to book a personal reading with me or order one, not book one. They are written readings. The link is in the description box. Follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to enter the 2 giveaways, and I'll see you in the next video.